about to go downtown.
Downtown, hey!
Downtown. You about to go downtown.
Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good night, and welcome to another week's episode of Downtown World Don't Waste No Time with Negativity IG Live. And I'm really excited for you guys to meet this beautiful queen tonight, where she's literally doing one of the most selfless things that I've seen in a very long time from someone. And they're just coming in, good night everyone. And I really just love and honor people that really decide to do something with their life, and it may be about them, but they give so much to the world, and it always intrigues me as to how do they make time for themselves? What got them started? Good night, Queen Tasha. How are you doing? So I'm just waiting for Tash to come in, and I'm going to add her right in. But I really excited for you guys to meet this Black queen, and we're coming near the end of Black History Month, and it is just very important for me, not that I don't talk to people from all races of life, but it's just very important for us to really feel like that's what this queen is doing for me tonight. So let's give her a warm welcome while you guys are still hopping in here. Hi, Tash!
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. You look beautiful.
As do you. Thank you. This is all for you.
You look amazing. You look so beautiful.
Thank you. So
yes, I should have got my glam done, girl.
No, you're looking good. Edges laid, looking.
Thank you. So what's going on? I'm excited.
I was just here and telling everyone how excited I am for this opportunity tonight, because Black queens like yourself just taking the time to let everyone know you're here and you exist. And as I said to you before, it's so intriguing to me, the selfless work that you do. So what I wanted to start with tonight is just asking you, how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm very busy. I speak to close to 100 clients per week. So I have a lot going on, but I'm grateful that I'm able to make an impact and help as many people as possible. I feel very thankful for that. But I'm just keeping busy. I'm just being on a mission and using my God-given talent to help as many people as possible.
I really love that. So here at Downtown World, we say, don't waste no time with negativity. And a standard question we ask all of our guests is, what is the situation, Tash, where you could definitely say it was negative, hands down, no questions asked about it, but somehow, some way, you found a way not to waste any time with negativity? Mm-hmm. Might have even surprised yourself.
Yeah, so prior to me being an entrepreneur, helping people full time, I worked in corporate America, right? So you work for someone, and sometimes when you work underneath certain people's leadership, they have their own way of doing things. And sometimes the energy is just not the best, right? Sometimes people have their way of doing things, they have their model, their structure, and if things don't quite go the way that they want, then unfortunately they protrude that negative energy onto you. So outside of me wanting to make an impact in the world by way of my intuitive ability, I also felt like that discomfort and that negative energy is what really pushed me to really be in my own space and being more available to help people at a larger capacity. That's really what it was about for me. So, working for someone in corporate America for me was just not good energy. And so that's why I had to leave the industry.
No, I love that. And so many entrepreneurs, they've come from the corporate world and going through that bridge and gap of leaving your 9-to-5 or whatever structure it was and getting into, hopefully they're trying to get to somewhere where you are, or they're looking at, this platform and wow, I wish I could start. But I really want to say to everyone, just start it, because if Tash is an example of that, and everyone joining in and everyone I try to promote is to be yourself. And yes, the energy may be negative at times, but you can find a way to channel it into something positive.
Yes, absolutely. Totally. Because I also believe, in most cases, when you're in an environment that doesn't work for you, I just believe that sometimes God is just pushing you in another direction. But oftentimes we force it. We're like, I need this job. I need this relationship. I need this. And it's like, if the situation keeps recycling itself negatively, right? Yeah. Maybe that's a sign for you to make a decision and say, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I need to push somewhere else, right? If the sign is in your face, whether it's from your career, your relationship, your family, whomever, pay attention to the signs. And sometimes you just need to go in a different direction with that. I think you have to just notice.
We also say eat fruit and mind your business.
Yeah.
So you're giving a lot of fruit tonight. You know.
Yes.
I'd love to know, Tash, growing up, right, for you as a child, like, and where you are now, did you see yourself being in the celebrity intuitive life coach realm, or what was like your dreams and aspirations like when you were younger?
Yeah, so great question. So my family realized when I was just 6 years old that I had this intuitive ability. So I had this gift my entire life since I was a child. I've always known that I've wanted to work with people. In fact, when I went to college, my major was journalism because I used to want to be a journalist and I used to want to write and impact people. When I was in high school, I was Miss Cleveland for the high school newspaper, Cleveland Herald, which was kind of like a Dear Abby. And people would write to the newspaper anonymously and ask for advice. And I would respond back to them anonymously. And because of my gift, I was able to read what they wrote and know exactly what was going on in their lives. So my response would be exactly what was happening in their household. So I would be in a classroom because no one knew it was me. I would be in a classroom and the students would be like, oh my God, Miss Cleveland, like she seems like she knows everything. Like she knows what's really going on with my dad and she seems to really know what's going on. And the reality is I did, right? So in my senior year, they announced on the loudspeaker in the hallway, they're like, so ladies and gentlemen, I want to announce that the Miss Cleveland for the past 4 years has been Natasha Leaf. And everyone was like, oh my God, Tasha was you, oh my God. They were like, but wait, how did you know about my mom? How did you know about this? How did you know about that? Like, I wrote these things to you and like you knew everything. How did you know? And I was like, oh, you know, I just am a good writer. You know, I just know how to give advice to people. But the truth is, I have a gift and I can read people by way of phone, by way of television, by way of photo, by way of words. You can text me something and I can read the text and know everything about that person. So I was able to read my peers and the students by way of the messages that they were writing to the newspaper. So in that moment, I knew that I needed to do something more. I knew that I needed to use my gift in just high school. But even then, I still kind of stood in the background because I was like, is this a weird gift? Like, not too many people have this gift. Like, are people going to judge me? Am I going to be different from everyone? So there was a judgment to myself of people accepting me for who I was. And when I got in my mid-20s, maybe mid-late 20s, I did this transformational workshop called Momentum Education. It's about, like, owning your true purpose of who you are in the world. And in that workshop was when they were like, who are you in the world? And so I stood in front of the room, in front of 40 people, and I was like, guys, I have a gift. And they were like, oh, yeah, we all have gifts in the world. We're all powerful. And I was like, no. I have a different type of gift. And they're like, what is the gift? And I'm like, I know everything about everyone in this room. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And I went around the room and started reading everyone in the room, right? So that was my way of kind of coming out the closet, of really sharing my gift with the world outside of my core, my family. And in that moment, I knew that I needed to use my gift to make an impact. And I chose to conduct sessions on the side, work in corporate, work 9 to 5, conduct sessions from 6 to 11. And I left corporate to do this full time. And now I'm helping thousands of people around the world. And I feel so thankful for that.
If it's okay with me asking, Tash, what was that moment of transition like for you to make that full commitment to say, you know what, I'm going to bet on myself. I know who I am and I know the path I'm going to lead.
Mm-hmm. It was scary. I was broke. I'm keeping it real here. You know, I was broke. I worked in corporate America. I, lived in a luxury apartment. I was planning my wedding with 278 people. I had so much going on, but I felt like God spoke to me and was like, no, you need to leave this job. Like, enough is enough. And I had very successful career. I was an executive. I was the chief of staff, chief of development and partnerships, the business development. Like, I've always had high up, position. So it wasn't about the money. It was about the passion for me. And so I just told my husband one day, and I said, I'm not going back to work. And he's like, what? How are we going to live? And I was like, I don't know. You know, God is going to figure it out, but I need to make myself more available to people. I cannot only speak to 2 people a day. If I make myself more available, then I can help more people a day. Like, it was always about the people and the impact for me. So me making a move to fully work full time in the transition, yes, it was scary, but because it wasn't about me and I lead on God and I know this is what he wanted for me and I knew I was pouring into other people's lives, I knew that he would have my back, and he has.
Amen.
He has.
Amen.
I
Oh,
can't
that is
complain.
beautiful. And that full circle moment when you're able to be like, you did not forsake me. Like all those prayers we say, and it really comes to fruition. It's just such a fulfilling moment. I can only imagine deep down on the inside.
It is. Yeah. I mean, people need answers. That is the truth. You know, people are really seeking clarity and direction and confirmation with their lives. And I'm just so thankful that God gave me this gift to give the messages that he wants them to know. Like, you're going to be okay. You're going to get that job. That relationship is not for you. You know, you're going to be okay financially. Just have hope. Just keep hanging on. You know, as we know, suicide is at an all-time high right now. It's at an all-time high right now. And that's very scary for me. That's scary for everyone, right? It's scary for people who have a bright future that can't see it because it's so dark in their lives. You know, I'm just grateful that I'm able to give people the light for them to see. Like, yes, it's dark right now, but you're going to do this. And I see this for you. If you keep pushing through and literally giving them the roadmap to see it through. Like, that is the most rewarding thing that I think God could give to anyone. And I can't thank God enough for choosing me to have the gift, truly.
That's so humbling. I'm just in awe of you, the way you speak. It's always like growing up in my womanhood and getting further and further, just meeting Black women, especially that are just, they know themselves. It's such a like inspiring feeling to be like, we can get there. It's not over. And you're right, people need to just sometimes hear those stories. Was there ever a time that you were fearful of your gift and noticed maybe people shunning or turning their back to you despite the goodness that you feel like you were trying to like impart with others?
Well, believe it or not, I'm fearful of my gift every day. Because I'm dealing with people's lives, literally their lives, how they live, how they operate, how they think, how they move. I'm operating in people's lives daily. So every time I jump on the phone with a client, I'm nervous because I am a prophetic woman. I use whatever messages that God gives for me, and I portray the message. I don't even know if what I'm saying makes sense, to be honest with you. When I'm speaking, I'm like, you'll hear me say throughout the session, does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And they're like, yes, that makes sense. And I'm like, okay, great. And then I just keep going. Like, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. So for me, being a human, in addition to being a prophet, you know, I'm like, I'm prophet and then I'm Tash. So, you know, I'm talking about like, hey girl, like I see this going on with this guy. I see this going on with this guy. And I'm like, is that true? Is he really cheating on you, girl? Ooh. And they're like, yes, girl. I'm like, okay. Because I'm like, I'm still the homegirl, too, right? Like, I'm gifted, but I'm the homegirl. So a lot of the things that comes up for me, I'm like, oh, all right. Let me jump back into it. Because, you know, God keeps going. He keeps going. He keeps going. And then, you know, if you notice, my title is Celebrity Intuitive Life Coach. Initially, I was Celebrity Intuitive, right? But then my manager, my team, and we've decided, like, why don't we add life coaching to your brand? Because not only are you giving people the messages that God is giving you, you're also giving them the roadmap and the advice and the things to push them through. So it just was a no-brainer. But every time I take a session, and I speak to, again, almost 100 clients a week, every time I say hello, I'm nervous.
And I completely appreciate that and can respect that, because even when you hear the greats and people that we deem as geniuses or musical, like, head honchos and things, when people, like, you'll hear Beyonce or someone say, oh, I was nervous before I did Homecoming. You're like, what? Really? No way. But it's something so humbling about still being able to kind of bring yourself back to earth and do what you're meant to do.
Thank you. And I'm human. I'm very sensitive. I'm a sucker. I'm a crier. I feel for people. I love people. Yeah. Like, I genuinely, outside of my gift, like, I really love human beings. I love humans. You know, so when I'm speaking to my clients and I see the things that they're going through, it really affects me. Like, sometimes my brother's on here. Sometimes my family, they're concerned about me because when I'm off of the phone with my clients, it's a lot for me because I'm like, what more can I do? Like, this woman is homeless with her kids. This woman is in an abusive relationship. This woman is going to lose her job tomorrow. Her boyfriend is cheating on her. Like, what more can I do? You know, I have to learn to, like, stop, you know, because I take even my manager. She's like, Tash, you got to take it easy. Because I'm like, we have this woman. She's homeless. We got to get money for her. We got to figure out a way to help her. And I'm like, I'm taking it all on because I want to help. That's my spirit, you know? So it's like, I have to learn how to
kind of separate.
Yeah, that's hard for me.
Well,
and that's my manager, Taja. She's like, yep. Like, it drives me. And this is one of the reasons why I'm like, I want to be rich. Like, if you watch my stories, I'm posting mansions and da-da-da. Like, that's my manifestation. But it's not about the material things. It's about me having the means financially to be able to send a client that I get off the phone with, hey, let me buy you a house. Let me set you up for 6 months with you and your kids. Let me take you and your kids on a shopping spree for school because I know you don't have it. Like, that's why I want to make it, because there's so many people out there that they need the support, and there's a lot of people out there who have it who aren't giving the support. Like, I want to be the difference for that. I know what's going on in your life, and if there's more that I can do, then I want to do it.
And I genuinely feel like God knows our hurts. Like, you see a lot of people out there, they're requesting, they're posting all the quotes and the scriptures and all the things. And, you know, sometimes people can get so distraught because they're like, why are things working out for me? Or why is it working this way? But I'm a personal believer that God knows your heart. He knows your soul. Like, he's not going to put you through anything more than you can bear. So definitely live by those principles. What I'm always curious to know, Tash, is, as I said, you give so much to others. How do you give to Tash?
Oh my God. People have been asking me that a lot lately.
Maybe it's a reason. How do you practice self-care? It's so important. You know, you're giving, but how do you make sure you are still Tash when you wake up in the morning and go to bed at night?
So I am guilty of overwhelming myself because I want to help so many people. And shout out to my team, my manager, Taja, my team lead, Brandon, because they really keep me focused. Like, they're like, I would talk to 20 clients in a day if I could. No exaggeration. Like, if I can pack on my calendar from like 8 a.m. to 11 o'clock, I've done it. I've done it. And then my manager and my team lead, Brandon, they put their foot down. They were like, no more. No more. They like, this is too much for you. This is your overwhelm. My girlfriend Shay is on here. You know, Shay Wood. You know, I have an amazing core group of people around me who genuinely love me. And my family, all my brothers on here, you know, my family, my best friends, my team. Like, they really genuinely care about my best interest. And they know me well enough to know when I've had it, when I'm exhausted. And they're like, we're worried about you. Your energy is off. Stop. And my manager and my team lead, Brandon, would literally switch up my whole calendar. And they're like, enough. And I'm kicking and screaming, and I'm like, no, this person needs to speak to me now. They have this going on, da, 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 da. And I'm like kicking and screaming, and they're like, no, like, you are burnt out. You've had too much. So thank God for them. They force me to have a balance. So I'm thankful for that. But I am learning how to have my own balance. I've been writing poetry again. I'm a former poet. I used to do open mic poetry at the New York Weekends Poets Cafe. So I've been inspired to write again. So I've been writing poetry. I went into like open mic more. I love to write. So I want to write short stories. I want to write a book. I take an hour-and-a-half nap every day. In the middle of my day, I take an hour-and-a-half nap from 3 to 4:30 is my nap time, where I'm not
Shouts to naps.
But I have to, because I'm on the phone from the morning to the night. So I have to take that break to recharge. You know, so I'm taking more trips. I went to Raleigh, North Carolina recently and just went away for 2 days. You know, I'm trying to take care of me a little bit more. I'm trying. But even when I do, like, I'll go on an Uber and read the Uber driver. I'll go to a restaurant, read the restaurant. I'll go to the hotel to check in. I'm reading the manager behind the desk, like, let me tell you what's going on with you, John. You know, like, it's never off.
Yeah. I don't mean to laugh, but it's the way you said it. Yeah.
Never off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I am as I said, in awe of you. That's the best way I can describe it, you know? And moving forward, you spoke on team building. And that is something I know a lot of entrepreneurs, they struggle with, myself included. You want to pick the right team members. You want to make sure they're for real. You can never find someone that loves your baby as much as you. In this case, you're the baby, right? But what would be your, I guess, advice or recommendations towards building a strong and trustworthy team?
Mm-hmm. Well, so I want to start with Brandon. Brandon has been with me from the very beginning. Brandon is my team lead. Brandon has been with me for almost 9 years. So let me tell you the story behind Brandon. So Brandon, when I worked in corporate America, I would do a lot of speaking engagements at universities to like empower and inspire the students. That's one of the things that I did. And so I would go to universities and speak to these kids about empowerment. And then I would just like, forget this PowerPoint. Listen, John, you really don't want to be an architect. Your father wants you to be an architect. You really want to do branding and marketing. And then I just like went around the room and I started talking to all the students about like their lives. And the students were like, what is happening here? Like, this is so cool. Like, how did you know that? It was like, because I was like, I'm going to do this presentation, but they need to know more. So let me just switch this up. And I did. And so Brandon, my team lead, was one of the students in the audience. So he came up to me at the end of my presentation. He was like, you're amazing. I love you. You're so great. And I was like, oh, thank you. He was like, how did you do that? And I was like, I have a gift. He was like, what are you doing with your gift? And I was like, nothing. He was like, what do you mean? I want to work for you. And I said, I don't have a business. I just work in corporate. I work for Robert Half as a division director. And I don't do this full time. He was like, I'm going to call you in a year. And you'll be ready for me in a year. And I said, okay, here's my number. Call me in a year. I thought nothing of it. Brandon called me a year to the day that I met him. Wow. And he said, remember, this is Brandon Brathwaite from Pace University. You told me to call you in a year. Are you ready for me yet? And I was like, ooh, yeah. And I wasn't. But I felt like that was God, like, here you go. And I was like, well, I don't have a website. I've never charged people for sessions. I've never did it. And he was like, we'll do it together. Like, we'll figure it out. I'll help you. We'll do it. I had no website. There was no Cash App. There was nothing. It was just pen to paper. This is when I was meeting people in the park, meeting people in person, taking phone calls. Like, it was just whatever, nothing, no brand, nothing. But Brandon pushed me and he was like, no, you need to do this and I'm going to help you. So he was my assistant for many years and he built it up for me. I ran through problems in corporate. I didn't have any money and he worked harder for me to ensure that I had enough money to pay my bills.
You more than deserve. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So he's with me today. He's moved up to team lead and he works alongside of my my manager, Taja. So Taja is awesome. She really has my back in every level. She works really hard to ensure that my brand is where it is. And Taja started off as a client. So apparently when we were having our session, she said that I told her in the session that we were going to work together. She goes, I told her in the session that we were going to work together. And I don't remember, of course, because I forget my sessions. And we was just talking. We became friends. Like, we stayed in touch. And I guess I was talking to her one day and I was like, can you work for me? I need a manager. And she was like, you told me this like 2 years ago that I was going to work with you. And I was like, I did? She goes, it came up in my session. And I was like, it did? And she was like, yeah. I was like, well, I think I need a manager now. And she became my manager. She's been with me for almost 3 years. Brandon's been with me for almost 9. And we are like family. You know, we argue, we fuss, we fight, we cry, we laugh. You know, they know me like a book. You know, it's the best thing to have people around you who work with you. And I don't want to say anyone works for me. They work with me. I don't believe in the word boss. I never let anybody call me their boss. And I don't call anyone my boss. No one's my boss and I'm no one's boss. Okay, I don't believe in that word. And they work with me because if it wasn't for Taja and Brandon, I wouldn't be able to help 100 clients a week. So we work together as a team to make it done. So they're just as important as I am. So yes, I'm the one with the gift, but they are just as instrumental in the To Tash brand as I am.
No, that is so beautiful. And I hope I see you guys are feeling the love and it's really inspiring. So I hope that gives you guys more momentum to going in the right direction when it comes to picking your team and outsourcing.
Yeah, I'm blessed.
If I could ask a random question, I'm a bit of a random thinker, Tash. What is something that you're okay with sharing that people wouldn't necessarily know that you enjoy?
I mean, legal. No, let me stop. That's all good. I'm joking. Oh my God.
I'm in Toronto,
Also,
Canada.
I mean, people might know this about me though. I love family. Family's huge for me. I love spending time with my family.
Yeah.
I love hanging out with my girlfriends. Like, I love a random, spontaneous girls' night, you know? That's always big for me because your girlfriends pour life back into you all the time. They fill you up. One of my dearest best friend sisters on here, Shay Wood, she is everything to me. She really fills up my cup when I need it. I love to cook. Yes, Taj, my manager, said I love cooking and I love making drinks. So if you came to my house, I'm the best host. I will make you the biggest cocktail. I love to travel. I will make you the best cocktail. I will make you the best food. I will make sure the presentation is good. A good fish sandwich with a side of salad, a little dish. I make you a nice cocktail. I love to host, so I love having people at my house. I cook well, and I make good drinks.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I mean, come on, like, now everybody wants to go to Tasha's house for dinner.
And interior decorating. Yes, someone mentioned that. So, like, I love to interior decorate. Like, here's my house.
I love the throw pillows.
Yes, like, I'm a big interior decorator, too. Thank you for that. Like, I love to decorate.
I've just been watching YouTube videos on it, so I really appreciate when I see a good throw pillow.
Yes, I love to decorate. So, one of my things to do on my bucket list is to come up with my own home line. Like, my own, like, pillows and comforters, you know? I want to come up with a line.
And it falls in line because it's like you're already in people's kind of like minds and home. It just, yeah, it's gonna work. You got it.
Hoping so. That's the plan.
So I love to ask Tash, I don't know if you'll answer, but who are some people that you say you are inspired by?
So from a celebrity perspective, one of the people that I'm dearly inspired by is Oprah Winfrey.
Ooh, yes.
Okay. I love her. I know I will meet her one day, and I say that confidently. I envision her and I sitting down for Super Soul Sunday and having a conversation, and me actually reading her. And, you know, Oprah's a private woman, but, you know, my delivery is I'm warm, I'm kind, I'm thoughtful, so I know what to share and what I can't share. But it will be an authentic, transparent, prophetic, intuitive conversation about who is Oprah Winfrey really, really, right? Like, yes, she's the influence. She's the wonder of the world. We love her. But underneath all of that, like, who is she, right? So I definitely would like the opportunity to uncover that and to also discuss, like, her purpose and the things that she's gone through, things that she's never really shared publicly. I would like to uncover that for her because there's a sense of freedom and people knowing your truth with no judgment. And I really would like to have the opportunity to conduct that interview one day with Oprah Winfrey during a fireside chat, Super Soul Sunday, or whatever that is. I envision
one of my favorite podcasts. So you had me at Oprah Winfrey.
Yes. From a personal perspective, there's a few people that I can say I'm inspired by. One woman in particular, her name is Joy Gordon. She's the former CEO of Dress for Success Worldwide. She's like a mother figure to me, so I love her so much. She's came into my life and has become a mother figure to me as a result of my mother's passing away many years ago. She's been extraordinary in my life. My good girlfriend, Shay Wood, she's here. She is my business mentor. She's my girlfriend. She's my sister. She's my confidant. She's everything. I'm so inspired by her. She's so successful. She's the founder and CEO of Harlem Haberdashery, 5001 Flavors, H8 Bespoke Water. I mean, she has like 10 businesses and she's still a fly boss chick, okay? Like, she's all of that and then some. And then, like, look, Shay would follow her. Shay, that's what you see her right there.
No, I seen the name popping up. I'm definitely gonna tap in.
Follow my sis because she is all of that. She's so humble and so kind and she's just dope. She's dope. So
from my view, like, I'm gonna listen.
Yeah, she's amazing. No, trust me, you want to check in with her because she's the bomb. My family, my brothers, you know, they're like father figures to me. My best friend David, my brother, my best friend Jermaine, like, my siblings and I are all close. So I value them. I look up to them. I value what they say, who they are, and they are very instrumental in my life. So family, Shay, Joy, Oprah, you know.
Team.
Yes.
I love it. So I know we're coming to an end tonight. So I want to try to end on a positive note. And I did want to ask you, what are your feelings about affirmations. You know, I'm a firm believer in spells and spelling and the things we say and how powerful, you know, life is in the power of the tongue. And there's a lot of things being said, people share things, but when it comes to affirmations, I feel like sometimes people use it so loosely. So I'd love to ask you, because it's something kind of in your realm, what are your feelings or advice when it comes to affirmations and people building those in their life, or maybe how to improve affirmations they feel like are possibly not working the way they want it to work?
Well, I mean, everything in life is a choice, right? And your affirmations has to be in alignment with your actions. You can't say that you want to do something and speak these things into your life, but you don't want to do the work. I think that's a lot of the people's problems. I think people are speaking things that they want, but they expect for God to just be like, here you go. No, in the Bible, it says faith without work is dead. And that's true. You have to speak what you want and be willing to figure out how you're going to get there. And God is going to meet you halfway. So my answer to that is your affirmation has to be in alignment with your actions, because if it's not, then you will not get the results, and they will just be words. That's it. And words are just words. They mean nothing. So I'm huge on accountability. Accountability is a big thing for me. And if you cannot hold yourself accountable, then what are you doing? If you say something and you say that I'm going to have this and I want to have that and all of these awesome affirmations, and you're not living by the words that came out of your mouth, then what are you doing?
Yeah, 1000%.
That's the fact. That's it. You know, and I tell people, say what you mean and mean what you say. You know, if you're going to say something and if you're going to feel a way, then do that. But if you're not, then you might not want to speak on that until you're ready, right? And it's no time frame. You're ready when you're ready. But I do believe that people need to be urgent with their lives. I think that people are not being as urgent with their lives as they need to be. People are like tiptoeing around the possibility of, oh, I want to do this. I'm praying for this. I'm hoping for this. That sounds great.
That's my favorite part. I'm praying for this. So what did you do to activate that prayer?
What did you do to activate that prayer? What work did you put in to make that prayer happen for you? How did you make that happen? Where's the work? Where's the science?
Yes, I'm laughing because everything that I say about stuff, I'll be like, that's science. So it's funny that you said that.
But it's true. It's true. You know, I hold myself accountable for everything as much as I possibly can. And then my loved ones who I just mentioned, I share my ideas with my friends and my families and my team. And I'm like, hey guys, I want to do this, I'm going to do that. And I expect for them to hold me accountable. Like, if I don't hold myself accountable, in most cases I do. If you have people around you and they're not holding you accountable, then you are around a whole bunch of whack people.
100%.
And I'm from New York, so I'm going to keep it real. Then that means that your set is whack, and you might need to change your circle. And if your people around you are not motivating you and pushing you to be your best, then you are around a whack circle. I have an amazing group of women and friends and family who's surrounded by me. So, you know, you want to hold your people accountable, and you expect for your people to hold you accountable. That's the way that it works in the way of the world, in my opinion.
That's the word.
Yeah, that's it. Lucinda Cross is in the building. That's my glossy sister, my sister forever. Hey, Lucinda.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
So
she's a powerhouse speaker too.
Oh my gosh, beautiful. Thank you guys so much for joining. This has been Downtown World. Don't waste no time with negativity. This has been Tash, Talk with Tash. Make sure you are following her and tapped in. I'm instructed and I'm obeying and I'm listening. I'm letting you go. Even though I'm having the best time, I know
Me
you had
too.
a crazy
I mean,
day.
we can hang out a little bit longer. I thought I wanted to get off sooner, but I'm not that tired. You want to hang out a little bit longer?
Okay, I'm going to see what Tasha says.
What does Tasha say? Oh, Taja. Taja be on it. She'd be like, you got to go to sleep. I'm okay.
Right? Okay. So a fun random question, right? Another one we ask all of our guests is I spoke with Alex Marley. I used to have the 4 elements, but now we say the 5 elements. So the 5 elements being spirit, earth, air, spirit, earth, air, fire, and water. Which element, Tash, and it doesn't have to be one, do you feel like you resonate with the most or represents you the most, and why?
I say earth. So I say earth because I think that I'm a grounded individual. in a lot of ways. I try to be grounded, and I try my best to be grounded for other people as much as I possibly can. And I think that's grounded, right? The earth is a ground. It's grounded, right? So I think that with me making it a point to be as grounded as possible and working to pour into other people so that they also can be grounded, I think that I would have to put myself in the category of earth.
I love that.
Not water.
I think that's the best earth answer I've gotten.
I said not water because I can't swim, but that's another story. We don't want to get into that. Like,
don't be fulfilling the statement. Black people can't swim.
I know. I'm ashamed about it, girl. But I'm gonna work on that. I'm 30. I'll be 39 this year, and I will learn how to swim before I'm 40.
Tash, stop lying. I know you don't lie, but stop lying. You look amazing.
Thank you.
So you don't feel crazy. I took swimming lessons very late in my life. There were like a bunch of like 2 to 4 year olds, and I was this big like kid jumping in the pool, like overshadowing everyone. So everyone learns at different ages. Don't ever be timid to start.
I'm gonna learn. I will learn.
Yes. So Tash, I've been doing this new thing with the podcast, which is just letting my guests have the last word. Whatever's on your heart to say, whatever you want to share before I let you go tonight. I'm just going to say bye once you're done. Like, you literally are dropping the mic. Just share whatever's on your heart, and it doesn't even have to be related, but anything that comes to your mind or heart.
Awesome. So let's see about this, if you're open to this. Maybe we can pick one person to bring them on live, if you want.
Okay.
And
if
I
you're
can
okay
read
with
them. I'm okay with that. And we can read them all live. They can ask me one question.
Okay. Let me
and
go.
I might go in. So they have
what are your recommendations for username? You guys send in your request if you're open to go live, and you can ask Tash one question quickly.
Okay. That should be exciting. I like to do stuff like that. Whenever I'm on live, I try to make it a point to read people.
No, I love that. Okay, let's go. Sorry, everyone's slowly coming in. I don't know if it's my internet, so I just want to be fair. Okay, let's go with this queen right here. Don't worry if you're decent. We're all black women. We know what it is. Come on in.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Where are you calling from, and how did you hear about me?
I'm from Maryland, and I heard about you through my cousin. She went to one of your events, and you did a reading for her.
Was it good?
Yeah. So she told me, she was like, you need to ask her about your boyfriend. And I was like, okay.
Okay. Is that your question today?
Yeah. Well, he's my fiance, not my boyfriend, but
right.
Yeah. My question probably would be, do you see, well, I'm actually leaving in like 2 weeks to go back to Texas with him.
Mm-hmm.
But my question would be, do you like see that going well?
Yes. So the Texas move is actually going to go well for you, but there will be a lot of adjusting that you're going to have to adapt to. I want you to figure out exactly what you're doing in terms of like your career and all of those other things. I feel like there's some areas in terms of that you will need to figure out in terms of your next steps. So that's what's going to give you the comfort and the stability that you need to feel like, okay, I'm home. Like, okay, like this works for me. I can settle in here. Like, it's the adjusting and the moving for you, because I feel like he's settled, but you will have to get settled. So you're going to have a lot of things that you need to figure out. And the tension behind that could cause a little bit of tension between the two of you guys, just a little bit. But if the communication is solid and it's open and you're just like, babe, I'm frustrated. Like, I'm trying to adjust. I'm trying to get this together. Be honest, be transparent. Like, don't keep your feelings in, because there will be a level of frustration for you. Because you got to figure out what you're doing about your job situation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big thing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't stress about that.
Okay.
I want you to focus on what you're doing, what you want to do. You know, I think that you've worked jobs and positions that you just took because it was a job. Like, now it's an opportunity for you to really have a fresh start, and which is what you want to do. You know, even if you have the thought of like entrepreneurship and you doing your own thing instead of you working for someone, consider that. Like, this would be a nice opportunity for you to just have a fresh, clean start a business, work a remote job so you can have the flexibility. And I know that you also want to buy a house too. I know that also.
Yeah.
Okay? That's going to go well. But you got to like hustle and bustle and really grind. And you're going to see how you're going to reap the benefits of your work. But your man loves you.
Oh, thank you.
He does. He loves you. He's a good guy. He just wants to do the right thing by you, you know?
Yeah, he says it all the time.
Be easy on a brother. Be easy on a brother.
Okay.
All right? You be a little bit too hard sometimes.
Yeah.
I know. Okay? Be easy on a brother. Okay? Okay. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Yes, and I'm so excited for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, good luck.
Right.
Take care.
Tash, oh my gosh, nice meeting you, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. You too. How do I
Tash,
get?
thank you so much.
Of
Once
course.
again, here you are giving of yourself and more than we asked for. So I'm sorry. I just want to say thank you again. Thank you for not wasting any time with negativity. You definitely came, ate fruit, minded your business.
Thank
and
you.
I would love for you to have a restful evening. So
Thank
we're going to
you.
go now. And love and light to you, Tash.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.
No, it really was. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.
About to go downtown.